Welcome back to the LCS, where it is do or die time for Golden Guardians in this best of 5 against Cloud9. And that's my question to the three of you as we wait for Champion Select to take to the screens is, how do they do it?
So earlier in the day, we brought up the David versus Goliath thing, right? If I'm not mistaken, David wins.
David wins!
If Cloud9 is a Goliath and Golden Guardians is David, they at least have to get one game, right? And we predicted that they'd get
probably.
one.
Our predictions are looking pretty bad right now.
There's no champion in the game that has a sling.
Well, the other thing I was going to say as well is I'm pretty sure Goliath gets one shot.
He does.
He
So
does.
it's a
Straight
3-0
between the
actually,
eyes.
and it's C9 were David the whole time.
Okay, can I bring us back to reality though for a moment?
If you want.
Okay, I would like to.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Oh,
I just wanted the three of you to return to reality and talk about the series at hand.
We have Champion Select.
All right, so for one thing, last time that they were on red side was game 1, and they let the Thresh go through.
Yeah.
I think
Please
probably
no.
want to ban that one.
Don't
this
do that
time.
again.
Yeah.
And like at this point, I'm like, if you want to ban Trundle even, because it seems like it's very problematic for Iconic, like go for it, and maybe that will unlock something else that you can use, because the Xin counterpick isn't working, or not counterpick, they're getting counterpicked, and then the first attempt did not work. If you want the Szechuan or any of those things, like the Trundle is actually pretty limiting in what Iconic's doing.
Varus ban.
Okay.
I would totally be okay with them pivoting their entire draft, like something
Yes.
like a meal top with like a Kai'Sa bot and a Galio, because it's clear that C9 is picking this Varus, Ryze, and mobile backline mages that have a front line. You can't stop a Galio or Camille from getting on your backline, right? And Kai'Sa can follow that up. So at that point, if they keep doing the strategy where it's like Trundle and you're playing front to back, make it so you can dive their backline and you don't care about Trundle ulti. So it looks like C9 is trying to do the same thing.
Well, Mark, you won't get your wish this time around in terms of the Thresh. The Thresh goes over. An easy first pick for Cloud9 here, as they found success with it before.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't ban
now
it.
I think
Or
it's where
ban
you
it,
see
I don't know.
GG are going to pick the Trundle away, I think.
A day of league metaphors.
I like the Trundle takeaway to Emily's point, you know. It's something that they're
That's
having
true.
problems with. I know the thing is, when Santorin was talking about it on the desk after his series, he was like, I hated playing it into Thresh. I never want to play into Thresh.
Yeah.
And I think you can see here, Golden Guardians is already on the back foot in this draft because they have to pick this unfavorable matchup just to take it away.
Well,
so Blabber can't spam it.
They also, so the thing about Golden Guardians we've already seen from them is they could also flex it into a solo lane.
Literally.
Additionally, they could theoretically play Trundle support.
You're on that LPL, LPL brain.
If you listen to me talk about it in LPL, I actually didn't like it. I think there are certain situations where it's really good, but
And it definitely isn't into Thresh.
not
So
into.
we're
Yeah,
clear.
exactly.
Yeah.
This
Don't
was
want to
gonna
pick
be.
Trundle into that.
This was gonna be my point. Is not into the Thresh.
The only thing that it does is make it like a little weird for C9 to take a melee matchup into Trundle, because generally Trundle wins a lot of those. You know, Renekton you can slap down. I'd be curious about TK, but I wouldn't even be surprised if Trundle can at least early on beat him up. So,
Well,
I think it was game 1, second ban phase that LeBlanc and Jace were both banned. So this time around, Cloud9 decides, let's pick up that LB before we get to the second phase of bans and give Golden Guardians the opportunity. So another pick with lots of agency here for Perkz in the mid lane.
To me, it feels like Golden Guardians took Trundle away without actually having that much practice on it. I imagine it's gonna go jungle, but I don't think Iconic has probably put that many Trundle games on it. So it definitely feels like it's game 3. This champion has been destroying us. We need to ban it or we need to take it away. And it feels like the latter one. I don't like it too much. If I was Cloud9 at this point, I would just pick like a Kindred jungle or something like that. I think that's perfectly fine against Trundle early game. And it makes it so that it's back, like this front to back, there's no way you lose. However, you do need a somewhat bruiserish top lane, and kind of sucks into Trundle, but I think Kindred is a good pick for them here.
I think the only thing with the flex is, you know, maybe they'll still, if you try and take a hard-winning jungle matchup, which we saw them ban out a number of those from Cloud9 in game 1. They banned out the Graves and I forget the other one they banned out. It was another
Italy.
range. Yeah,
Italy,
Italy.
yeah.
So like even if you ban that stuff out, or you know they end up taking it, you can still flex the Viego in there, and he has a little bit more ability to hop onto them and kill them with the help of a laner, because he has the lockdown in W.
Well, they definitely want like an 80 jungler to pair with LeBlanc. When I play LeBlanc and my jungler picks a Giovanni or something, I immediately question my
Existence.
existence of, do I want to play this game or not? They're gonna buy a Merc Treads item 1, and then the enemy jungler is something like a Lee Sin, Orianna. I'm just like, I don't like the 2v2 mid anymore. It's a struggle. So we're gonna see an 80 jungler from C9. I don't know which ones are available that he would play though. The Trundle taken away, Lee Sin's in Tower banned, so and Viego taken away, and Graves is banned as well. So he doesn't have much option left. I'm sticking to the Kindred. I think he's gonna pick it.
I mean, it's something we already know that Blabber is really comfortable with, right? And then for all the reasons that you said. Also, one interesting thing that we haven't talked about, but we did talk about a lot in the TL series, was how they were prioritizing jungle picks for Blabber. And with the Trundle, we saw them doing that again today. Olaf is up, yeah.
The good old Trundle
There we go.
matchup.
All right. All right.
Well,
Yeah. C9 have a really...
I'm incredibly worried about the safety of this MF pick against something like LeBlanc.
I mean, I think at this point for Golden Guardians, they're looking for ease of execution in team fight.
Leona.
You're going for the curse to the stab, bullet time, kind of whole thing with Ori.
So you're saying a
and
Moo 5th pick here?
You wanna
With support? Get it in there?
No, I'm just saying style-wise.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do like this kind of pickup.
Actually, that I love.
So it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Trundle support.
Emily's just a genius this entire time.
Okay,
She did nothing.
I don't support that.
She's the biggest advocate.
I called it, but I hate it.
I would have said the same with the mid Lilia, right?
Yeah.
I liked their Cinder Flex, which was the initial call that I had for GG.
Yeah, but here's what I will say.
But-
I like that they are trying something unique and different here in game number 3, because a lot of what we've talked about, you know, when you are the underdog, is to throw curveballs, and there's no way Cloud9 expected this.
This is potentially the last draft of the year for Golden Guardians, and while not every situation is optimal, like we're talking about the Trundle, they're at least swinging for the fences with this one. They are going down fighting.
Yep, absolutely.
I actually really appreciate that from them, and it's something I appreciated from them all year. That being said, whose draft do I favor? C9's.
Well, at least Golden Guardians has like a triple winning top side. I think if they're gonna win through that way. As long as bot doesn't straight int, which they shouldn't. It's pretty hard to kill a Trundle, but this is looking good for them. If they're gonna win, it would be this game, because otherwise they're 3-0.
Yes.
They're gonna
They're
win.
gonna win any game.
Yeah.
Only the
It's
best here
just-
from the LCS.
Wow.
There.
Yeah. Now, that's the kind of pro player insight I've always been looking for, and why we brought High onto the desk, to say the least. Well, again, no secret here that it has to start now for Golden Guardians if they're going to keep their season alive against Cloud9. Cloud9, on the other hand, looking to recover from what was a disastrous upper bracket loss just last week, looking to extend and climb their way out of the lower bracket. Pace your time, Raz, as we load onto the Rift. Take it away, gents.
Thank you very much. Well, Razzleplasm.
What's up?
It is 3 games straight for the Golden Guardians to remain in playoffs, and only one of the next 3 for Cloud9 to keep on trucking through the lower bracket.
Maybe Golden Guardians can adopt the 0-2 comfort zone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I believe C9 did make the tweet.
There we go.
It is required.
Yep.
I agree with this person also out on the internet. Perkz somehow already having 300 kills.
That was a call out you
last
made,
game.
too. You were like, 300 kills?
Just in the
started
LCS.
this year?
Don't we give like awards for 1,000?
We
So
do.
it's like almost a third of the way there. He might be there at the end of this game. If they play a
Okay,
4th
calm
game,
down.
maybe he'll get even more.
Relax. But yeah, it's been
34-ish.
a pretty bloody year for him. And I mean, now he's on the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
So we've already seen his LeBlanc performances throughout this year, and he didn't let the enemy team breathe on it.
Yeah, see, I was going to say this, right? You know, Ryze maybe doesn't feel as bad, right? Because Ryze kind of like stabs you in the back, right? Kind of like a rogue. You know, slowly in the side lanes, farming up, getting stronger. LeBlanc ain't like that. LeBlanc stabs you straight in the front.
True. Hey, but there's some creativity here. This is the 3rd game in a row, actually, from Cloud9, where their level 1 is creative in terms of getting Blabber an advantage. So Perkz was able to get, Mimic over the wall, gets a ward on the red, so they'll have an exact timer when Iconic will be on that buff. So something to look forward to.
Good little trading back and forth there. And definitely see a lot of that. 2v2 is also getting a little wild, but as a reminder, this or that live. We'll be back next week with more special guests and fan-submitted slides. And if you love yesterday's This or That Live, catch an episode of many more on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/LCS.
True. We need some spoilers. This the last This or That, we got Demonte and High. Who's going to be the next guests?
I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe they'll tell us if we get another pause. Bottom side, though, looking tricky. Trundle support. You know, not bad at helping set up the MF. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
It's definitely a strong flex. I know we saw it. Actually, this is the second Trundle support game we saw. I'm pretty sure Trimby played it in the European series earlier on. Good ward. Ablazeolive was able to catch Blabber on Raptors here and has good information that he actually full cleared his top side. So there really shouldn't be any concern on Blabber getting a successful gank off this one.
And top lane matchup going to be maybe a bit different this time, actually. Licorice has played quite a bit of Trundle. Oh, that's such a good hook. Vulcan just on point. The Igniter's down. Sven spinning in there. Beyblade from Hell's going to grab first blood. And now Chime is trying to make something happen on the backside, but it ain't happening here. As Guardian's going to proc, and Sven, if he had flash, he'd use it again. But he already used it killing Stixay.
They keep giving Vulcan Thresh. On game 1, he was styling. In this game, he's instantly starting off with that damn good hook. Predicted Stixay to duck down, was able to get that one up. Now, MF will pick up this wave, but still, kill there now for Sven. Going to start them off well.
And Perkz getting the wave pushed out. Ablazeolive going to try and hold it here. Take it back. Instantly deletes the wave.
Yep.
And is going to get it pushing back in the opposite direction, building up the minions as he goes. But Blabber is flying through the jungle, as you might expect. As Perkz does get a nice trade, misses the chain, hits a minion there on the front side. But it is all Cloud9 right now with that pressure. And Vulcan, you thought bottom lane was a problem? Now he's going to be everywhere else.
Yeah, and so that has been the concern for me. This has been the most pivotal matchup. You know, it was definitely the case versus Team Liquid, and it's certainly the case now that Vulcan is just performing really well. And he's on a playmaker in comparison to last game when he was on the Braum, and so it feels like that pick is just one of many to come if he is to play around the LeBlanc. And that's the one thing I'm concerned about, you know. They dropped the LeBlanc ban, allowed Perkz to get it, and even though they've ended up banning a combination that's really beneficial to LeBlanc, it's that Lee Sin, you're still going to be looking for Perkz and Vulcan to actually still make picks happen in this map.
And again, even on the Braum, Vulcan was very active, if not as impactful, because you just don't have the same tools that Thresh has. And Ablazeolive feeling great in the 1v1, right? Up 2 waves right now, although Perkz is going to grab a bunch of these. Winning the harass, got the early TP, and that's the big reason he's winning the 1v1 right now, if you're wondering.
That's the big concern, is if Perkz is able to get a good trade off here, then he's going to be pretty happy basing off after this wave. But I mean, he really doesn't need a reason. He doesn't really have a reason to base. Okay, I mean, you're not going to really get anything off of this one, but it still has good info.
Just hit him.
Slowing him down. It's like, what the hell?
Does have the info, of course. Gets that ward down once again.
But yeah, overall, I mean, it's just been a pretty good situation for Olive this series. In a good spot this lane. I know Hai talking about how he just personally liked the matchup. It's always just volatile, and that's really the name of the game, is that your overall lane state is going to be good, but if she's able to get a good chain on you, if Blabber's in the area, I mean, that forces a flash instantly. But first dragon being picked up here now from Blabber.
Yeah, very early, which is, you know, a pretty signature of Olaf there. Here's Vulcan again, though, of course. Just walks up and gets a flash. It's that easy.
Walk up slowly. Impressive.
And down flash.
Oh!
Vulcan. Trouble. Iconic turning back around. Shockwave's great. There's the kill they're looking for. Make it one back for Ablazeolive.
Confidence there from both Iconic and Olive. Just they knew that he was in a bad position. He was never going to be able to duck right.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Steals the item, donates the cannon over.
True.
There's the lantern just in the ether, floating around.
Should have just took it just to see what happened.
I thought Iconic was going to like flash hook and Perkz some wild angle. That didn't happen, which is good because it wouldn't have worked. But still a great bit of pressure there out of Iconic to get a kill there for Ablazeolive. And now bottom side, they're trying it again.
This shouldn't be a successful gank, but
Pillar, oh my goodness, that damage is unreal. Ignite is down though, Iconic going to be forced to back away. The hook somehow misses, and Ablazeolive at it again. He's got no flash, but it might not matter. Blabber low, but not dead as Ablazeolive looking to make it happen. Sven goes down, Iconic taken over.
So close to being a successful pushback from Cloud9. If the hook would have landed, then that's just a dead Golden Guardians there. But they played it out well, and oh, really close on that one too. Just as I sung Vulcan's praises last minute, just hasn't been working out well here. But he's going to be able to hold this wave for Sven, who's coming back to the lane. But once again, another good start here from Golden Guardians. Last game, Cloud9 started off well, but they were holding on. This game, here it comes. The gank coming in from Vulcan burns the flash, but it's the response here from Iconic that really makes it hard. Vulcan sticks around, and I guess that's the problem here.
They just put out the mist and a beautiful shockwave.
max range on both sides, being able to pull them back into the center. But yeah, he just overstayed his welcome, and it created a 4-man play bot lane. And this is what I was talking about. If the hook would have landed, he is slowed. This should be an insta-pick off of Iconic. Then that's a good situation for Cloud9. But now Sven's in a pretty bad situation. An easy kill there from Golden Guardians. And it could have been worse if Thresh wouldn't have held the wave. He could have lost that big wave coming in. He's still behind, though.
People cheering for the reverse sweep. Can't blame them. Always fun.
We need some exciting games.
We do. It's been all Cloud9 so far this series, even though there has been some back and forth in the early game. You know, I feel like the first 15, 20 minutes of both the first two games have been somewhat close, but when the mid-game rolls around, Cloud9 just open it up, and Golden Guardians have not had a response yet. This is definitely a better start to their early game, but they might need to keep the pressure on and build a bigger lead if they're looking to take down Cloud9 here for the first time this series.
Yeah, and it's been about Cloud9 looking forward, defending the play that Golden Guardians were looking for. Bot lane didn't work out too successfully, but also Vulcan finding plays throughout mid lane, throughout the series. That's been the case for them. This time, Golden Guardians, I think, are getting an advantage because, I mean, they're playing well around it.
Good chain there for Perkz, stays in, but backs out immediately. Does have the blue. He's going to have to clear this wave, though, so going to give Ablazeolive an Iconic first walk to this Herald.
Olive's been laning well here. We haven't gotten to see the full stint of it, but of course he's ahead in CS. Same can be said with how Iconic's been playing this game. Was able to push back the gank that Vulcan tried for initially, so that was a big success. And of course, what Golden Guardians have done in the last 2 weeks of their regular season, where they were constant around their dives, been doing well around it.
All right, well, here's the problem. All that top side is looking pretty good, especially mid-jungle there for Golden Guardians, but that has left the bottom lane out to dry when they're not there, and Cloud9 are looking to attack that section of the map right now. That is blue buff over to Blabber. That is stick save forced off. He had to ult the wave actually as well, just to keep it off. And there is no dragon to take. Cloud9 already got that one very quickly, so nothing extra to lose here for Golden Guardians, but do have to be careful, even though it was a very nice combination from Iconic and Ablazeolive to get that Rift Herald very quickly.
Well, they'll be able to come back onto the map and get the dragon that's coming up, thankfully. So that's going to be like a 2-dragon situation for Cloud9. It's been a constant throughout the series. But man, Stixay definitely needed to ult that full wave because they had no idea where both Perkz and Blabber were. The full river belongs to them. And so he's just playing on weak side, feels like full series long. And it's been Sven that's been really benefiting this throughout the series. So here is when Golden Guardians need to draw the line in the sand at some point. Olive's been performing well mid lane, and so looks like it's their call to go for the dragon here.
All right, well, FTX total gold. Actually, Iconic is on top for the first time this series, at least when we've seen it. Being pulled up. Top side, though, that is quite the shove. 2 for 1 there out of Fudge. Licorice spinning around. Conqueror props, do it again. Keeps on spinning, stops spinning towards Fudge because it was going to lose the all-in. And that dragon, though, has been started up by Golden Guardians. It's Perkz looking for the play onto Ablazeolive, but Ablazeolive ready with the shockwave. Pillar is there, but he doesn't pull the trigger. Ablazeolive wants a carry in that ult if he can find one.
TPs from both top laners are available if they want to join.
All right, they got the dragon. Perkz, though, leaping in the battle, trying to get something happening. Doesn't find it, though. Iconic, though, setting up the stun. Vulcan going to be the target. Ulti there, Gravity Gun finds 3. Vulcan there into the box, it's Chime. That's in trouble, dead to Perkz, Shockwave whiffs. And C9 find the kill.
They're going for more.
Perkz in there again. Blabber with the slows on the axe, and everyone walks away.
3-man hit of the Gravity Gun from Sven to stun them. At first, it looked like it was a defensive maneuver to just protect Vulcan. Vulcan says, nah, we're committing to this. Hooks immediately after, and they're able to get the pick. So really well done here from Cloud9, at least to just be there and to react to it. I was wondering if the top laners were going to be involved. Both of them were basing quickly because they were not in a position to fight. Trying to see if they can get something happening here.
Well, this would be cool. Iconic, maybe lining something up. Scuttlecrab goes over, there's the flash in. Good pillar there for Chime, is gonna force the flash. Golden Guardians continuing to be proactive here.
Crab's continuing to define games here. That's flash off of Blabber. I don't think it's going to mean too much. There's nothing really to fight for on the map. So Dragon down for some time, it's not going to be too much of an issue. So we'll see. We'll have to track that down. If Golden Guardians are to make a pick, it's going to be on Olaf.
Licorice at it again. No ulti though for either, although Fudge has his back, of course, as Perkz chunks out of Ablazeolive, who probably needs to base, if I had to guess. Only components there, running out of health, low on mana, has the TP, probably ready to take a shopping spree. Back towards the fountain, but not yet. Wants another wave.
So all in all, if you take a step back, I've been liking how Cloud9 have been playing this overall. And I'm, including Fudge in the top side of the map, because he got counter-picked here with the Wukong. That's why they ended up swapping the Trundle towards the fort, Viego into the jungle to allow Licorice to have a volatile matchup. Golden Guardians haven't played towards it, and we haven't seen much of it. But Nar's been performing really well, had kill windows in the top side of the map that made it difficult for Licorice, yeah.
Oh no, Shelly!
Goodbye. That was awful. You hate to see it.
I assume it was running out.
Yeah, kind of had to.
But unfortunately gets nothing there, which was the trade they made originally for that dragon, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully for them, they did split the first two. It's like we're just spinning away. Chime, though, looking again for Vulcan. Slow there from MF. Making it rain on top of Vulcan's dome, but not enough for Golden Guardians. Trying for these picks, Raz, but not converting as much as they like to.
That was a risky timer there from Vulcan. Usually you'd want your teammates to be there with you to at least secure your the vision that you're trying to find, or if you're just trying to play smart. Perkz needed a base. He was definitely basing. Looking for a pick here now, though. But Olive's been doing well around it. Another fight happening here.
Ben and Vulcan caught out 3v2 with Perkz. We're going to turn it back around. Trundle to keep Tram somewhat healthy, but Iconic maybe the target. Now split up at the 3v1 for Cloud9 as Iconic rejoins his team. And no Dragon to fight for a minute 50. Teams are starting to scrap in the river, though.
They got the heal off of Sven, and they disengaged. So I would say that's a win from Golden Guardians. You didn't get to see how it started, but Sven definitely having both red, white gun was going to win the fight. There is no way you're fighting into him. So they were able to get the heal and get out. So W overall.
Luden's done for both here in mid lane. It looks like the race to level 11 is going to be the important time before this upcoming dragon fight. Chime has been on point with these pillars, by the way, which is kind of all you need is Sport Trundle. Also has Halo Blades. Unfortunately, we never got to see how that worked out in the laning phase.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Halo Blades. I mean, he's never going to be in a position to really get on top of Sven or Vulcan in a double ranged matchup. So I like the I'm interested in the tech. Let's see if he can make it work here.
Bottom side, Sven trying to get out of there, protect that gold. Ablazeolive getting in there, ready for the shockwave. Sven does have flash, great hook there defensively for Vulcan. And Chime just can't find anything.
Yeah, the gank fizzles. They were just aiming for a good ulti position there from Olive, and even if it turns into a flash from Sven, that's what they want going into a team fight. It makes it so much easier for Chime to play, or at least the team, to play off Chime's Trundle pillars, but not going to be the case. Good Rift Herald here. I wonder if he has to base now, though. Because if he has to base, then first touch on Dragon would be towards Golden Guardians. They're basing, so this is a full base from Golden Guardians first. Let's see what the call is from Cloud9.
Yeah, a little reset here as Blabber actually just going to finish clearing the left side of the map. Looks like no team is in a rush for this first Cloud Dragon as Perkz finds the chain. Beautiful connect. Shockwave will whiff. Had to use it though, or Perkz was going to kill him. But a really nice trade there for Perkz. Easily winning that 1v1 encounter.
You got a problem here in the top side of the map. Chime may be here, but they are not enough to protect Licorice from a dive. He's actually staying here.
And unfortunately, Perkz joining the party is going to cancel the plans Licorice had. He spins in there, he's trying to win, but it's not going to work. It is going to be Licorice.
Whoa!
Oh, he gets a kill on the Perkz. Spins back on a Fudge. Nice little trade there, but he had to burn the flash.
Definitely didn't expect Licorice to just bonk Perkz on that one. Perkz could have backed away completely and they would have had the kill. That was a free play being made top lane. Was really surprised that Licorice decided to stay there, but he still gets something worth for his troubles.
Unfortunately, the bigger picture is that it's first tower now going over to Cloud9, using their Rift Tower successfully. FTX gold advantage up to 2K, as they're not even moving towards the Dragon. I feel like the Cloud Soul is going to be neglected this game. And let's watch this one again. Licorice choosing to stay, which looks a bit silly in the face of the 4v2 that, to be fair, they didn't know about.
Yeah, and so Fudge has the damage, Blabber has the damage. Perkz was in a he for sure thought that he could burst Licorice down, put a lot of damage down. I know for sure on the clone, but I'm not sure if he was able to get it down on Wukong himself. Either way, it's a secure kill. But in the larger picture, as you said, this is just a growing lead for Cloud9.
And Licorice just not having any fun here in the 1v1 for the most part. Of course, with the tower missing here in top lane, going to be even harder to farm safely. Currently down 20 CS. As the Dragon did go over to Golden Guardians, they'll be up 2-1 now, but again, it is a long way away from that Cloud Soul, and C9's pressure is only going to start increasing as the map opens up.
And Pastry, flatly put, I feel like the Wukong pick just isn't effective. Maybe in the next team fight, it could have a good showing. And as I say that, he goes in for the all-in. Perhaps this is going to be his opportunity, but Fudge is close to his own turret. So yes, Flash, he had the double hop. He's putting himself in a really safe spot. Close pick.
Decent little shockwave, but the Guardian was on. It is Iconic that's trying to chase the kill into Sven, but that will cost him his life. Vulcan, first to the scene, flays him back, and Blabber is going to take out Iconic. Shime is going to be slain by Sven. Not yet. The ulti keeps him alive. The Stixay getting zoned out by Fudge, who TP'd into the battle.
I love that Sven went straight into melee range of Chime. He's like, I'm getting full attack speed, and they get the kill.
Blabber going to grab it. Spins around with the Iron Spike Whip. It's actually a Gordon canal. Been fully upgraded. Yeah, easy pick off there for Blabber.
Made the attempt on Sven, but he had everything there, including the movement speed boost that you can get on Red Gun active. So they tried. Just didn't work out. Chime ended up dying there. So this is just once again, it's a growing FTX gold advantage there for Cloud9. And what you're seeing right now is a great lane assignment from C9. Fudge has been doing great up against Licorice in the top lane. And Perkz is going to constantly find these windows on Orianna. Golden Guardians need to find a pick through mid lane to get Ori out of this position.
I mean, it's just so annoying, right? Like, Orianna does not want to be in the side lane. She wants to catch the wave, clear it, and then leave.
Yeah.
Right? She would take the gold, but she does not want to 1v1 LeBlanc for an extended period of time. So Perkz knows this. He's just being annoying, right? The longer he keeps Olive in this 1v1, the better it is for the rest of his team making progress on the other sides of the map.
A good news for them, at least, is that you could just say, if you look in the minimap, they do have a nice control ward just chilling over there. So if they were ever to make a play on towards him, that would be it. But Thresh is just protecting Sven throughout the entirety of it. So they can't make a play through mid lane. I would say if a play is going to be made, it would be bot side.
Golden Guardians trying to take over the Baron side of the map right now, but both mid outers are up. Not a lot of progress to be made. Again, still plenty of work for Cloud9 to do, but they're up quite a lot already.
Yeah, and it's something that's not talked about enough, of having mid control and what you can do with it. Cloud9 has had that throughout this series, constantly. The protection's been there from Sven. Vulcan's been doing a great job putting out lanterns to keep him safe so he can push out. Or times, they've been pushing forward for a play with Blabber, and Blabber's been there at the right time. So let's see if Licorice can find a pick on towards Perkz. He definitely has the damage. But Perkz is playing this one out safely.
Yeah, Perkz actually just keeping this lane in this position for as long as he can. Of course he'll push because it's his cannon versus nothing.
If he W's the wave, then he can go in, because then that means that you only really have your ultimate as an escape use.
All right, Sven again being jumped up, but Iconic's not even committing. The Lantern's out. Now they can recommit if they want. Shockwave on the Blabber. Ragnarok was late, but Shime just gets deleted in the front line, and now the TP comes in for Perkz. It's going to be straight on top of Iconic, but Perkz wants someone else. No, instead he's going to go back, Stixay the target, but he's already a little bit low. Stixay gets in, he finds the angle, takes down Perkz, but he gets punished as a result as Iconic found his way as LeBlanc, a very fancy ulti, but the gravity gun is down. Blabber flashes in with the sweeper, and Iconic is just going to get fished out of the air by Vulcan, as Fudge will take the credit for the kill.
Even with the pickoff of Perkz, I mean, Cloud9 was always going to win that fight. And Wukong just chilling in the bot lane. They knew that that fight wasn't going to be winnable from the outset. And so it's just a growing lead from 1K to 2K, and now we're sitting at 3K. That FTX gold advantage there from Cloud9 is only growing. And a lot of it, we didn't get to see what happened before Perkz TP'd mid lane. It was just Perkz was never in a dangerous position. He's holding his only escape because he knows that he hasn't seen Licorice for an extended period of time. and he doesn't want to get picked off. It's that discipline that you don't get to talk about with a lot of the veteran players.
Yeah, Perkz' sideline play in general is just fantastic. And I think it's not as obvious on Rise because Rise is just so naturally good at that. That, you know, we don't see him for 10 minutes and he's got like 260 CS, like, oh, okay, I guess the game's over now. But, you know, LeBlanc, you actually have to, you know, use your brain.
Yep.
Think about the map state and not overcommit all your abilities pushing away because you don't have that many abilities. You're not Rise.
Exactly.
And Perkz is demonstrating that really nicely as Cloud9 have set up for this Dragon. Vulcan is just boxing out the entirety of Golden Guardians. And now Perkz, little sus on the face check there. But Blabber's going to get the Dragon. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, they knew where they're going to be out anyways. If he died there, then we got a problem. We got to stop praising players then at that point. Otherwise, we're just straight cursing them. But in that situation, it's another instance. And it's not just him. I think it's the whole team's effort. If you're playing a 1-3-1, I think the most important part isn't the side lanes. It's actually just the mid trio that has to be in a safe mentality because enemy teams can just try and overload mid, try and make a play happen. And I think Vulcan has been doing a great job of like constantly keeping Sven protected. Or looking for plays like these.
Yeah, Vulcan going at it again. Boxes Chime back into his ulti. And the ulti out of 6 is not bad, but Blabber's popped the Ragnarok. Looking to make it happen as Chime does live. Forced to ult and flash to get out safely though, and Perkz is now very close to exploding Stixxay.
Yeah, I actually think that would have been a kill there.
If he hit Chain, he's dead, for sure.
And Sven was going to be there. He had his ult range, so that would for sure be a kill. So thank God Stixxay got his boots on there. Being able to duck and dodge that one. And if I'm looking at flash timers, because they were able to get the flash off Chime, just as a reminder, Olive doesn't have flash either. So the next fight that does end up happening, very clear windows for Perkz and Vulcan to get a pick on either of the two.
And I guess we kind of heard it from the desk, you know, in the champ select, whereas Trundle, great champion. But Trundle support just offers one thing and one thing only, and that's lots of pillars, which is great. Pillars extremely powerful. But like, how different is Vulcan just throwing a Q and finding a play versus Chime, like, trying everything he can to make a play, landing most of his abilities, and it just not mattering. And now he's food for Cloud9.
Well, Trundle doesn't have flash, and oh, wait a minute.
Perkz with a nice flash actually to get out from the shockwave, but Blabber is going to be taken up by Iconic. That is 600 bonus gold over to the Viego.
Really well done there. Olive using his ultimate, of course, as you said, for the utility as well as the damage. So Blabber had to instant ulti, still was a free pick for them. Because they thought they got a free kill on Chime, but Golden Guardians were there to protect them.
Well, Stixxay's okay. Ben trying to finish up the tower, has the Thresh for the siege support. Not dead yet, but that tower's getting worn down over time as Licorice with the flank perhaps, but not a lot of wraparound angles as Ablazeolive will get a tower back. Takes out that top side, but Perkz is doing battle, but that's the wrong Perkz. Clone will die, Perkz himself stays alive.
Still Chunk the real one, and that's the problem. Every time that Perkz goes in, he has a limited window to really get his burst off there. Olive's feeling really strong this game. He doesn't have his full, you know, Seraph completed, but he's gotten to the point where now Perkz has got to respect them, Blabber for sure. If you go long game, you know, it's going to be really difficult for Cloud9 to really play into what Golden Guardians have. The Trundle Pillar is one, the Orianna is another. MF, if you're trying to fight into Golden Guardians composition, that's a death sentence. But with the goal lead that Cloud9 have and how they've been playing through mid lane pretty consistently, I don't think they ever have to face that.
I think on the flip side, though, you know, we have talked a lot about Ablazeolive, and for good reason. He has stepped it up over the year in his rookie year.
Yeah.
He has, you know, was in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Danny, of course, won, and I think deservedly so, given his performance in a single split, which is very impressive.
Pretty damn good.
For a new player, especially one of his age. But this is the game Ablazeolive has to try and carry, because Stixxay is not doing nothing right now except face tanking bullets, and oh goodness, it's Ben! Last bullet not enough. The locket there is nice from Chime, but Stixxay is going to have to base, and Cloud9 will finally finish off this mid tower.
You barely get moments where the enemy team's Trundle pillaring you trying to find a pick, but Sven just sits there and be like, actually, not happening. Almost gets the pick off towards Stixxay. Insane damage at this point in the game. It's really hard in general. Even if they were to fully commit, Sven does have shield bow. That shield, the lifesteal that comes with it as well, very difficult.
Yeah, locket, lantern, heal, flash, Sven is very tricky to kill.
Yeah.
when all these cooldowns are available. It's kind of the difference in, you know, having the Thresh with the Aphelios versus not. It's why 2 games throughout this series, Vulcan has first pick Thresh and basically carried the game on it.
I'm going to be honest, this is giving me 2018 Worlds vibes right now. The Perkz sitting mid, staring at Stixay, the AD, can pop him at any point. Hate it.
Got to get Olive back in there. He's the one with all the damage right now on Golden Guardians. Setting up for something, maybe a Baron trade. Hey, you want to trade the 3rd dragon for Baron Cloud9? They don't. The Golden Guardian's going to ask the question. Cloud9 off to that dragon.
And they're already starting it, so there's really not much Golden Guardians can do other than trade, go for mid turret. They can try and feign as if they're going for Baron because they know there's no wards on it, but they should not start it. Cloud9 will for sure be there.
They're starting it.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if Cloud9 will be there, folks.
They're going to be there. So what happens after that? This is a turn angle, right? You are absolutely not committing to this Baron. Oh, maybe.
You have to turn.
It's kind of low, but it's not low enough for Ablazeolive landing it up. There's the TP in. Sven going to get poked.
The Golden Guardians get off the buff. They got the teleport. Licorice, though, in mid lane, about to be caught in transition.
Yeah, and Baron actually fully healed up, so now C9 takes full control of mid lane wave.
That is a lot of damage. But Perkz is coming back in. He's got a lot of damage too. Licorice again trying to make it happen. Doesn't grab the play, but the fight on the other side maybe is going to be the one. Ulti out of Stixay, forces a flash from Blabber, but in a 3v4 they couldn't get it. Vulcan has found the hook angle of a lifetime as Chime is forced to flash away. Ablazeolive, no ulti. Everyone on Golden Guardians flashing out to safety, and Cloud9 cleanly win that exchange.
Cloud9 winning the fights in 2 fronts. They were saying to hell with the mid lane wave, getting the kill on Licorice on the bot side of the map. Meanwhile, striking a play on the top side. Licorice is down, and the rest are just damaged. They're going all back to base, and that's a C9 taking a clean Baron win.
Yeah, Red Bull Baron buff will be worn by Cloud9 for the next 3 minutes, and this is getting tough. Let's watch this one again.
The worst thing about these Baron situations is even in the best case scenario, Cloud9 will just go straight mid, pick up the wave, and it's Golden Guardians stuck in a really bad position, right? They're always going to be slowest to the next play. So here, yeah, Licorice gets caught. As you see on the top side of the map, the engage comes through from Fudge and Vulcan. Look at this flash from Vulcan, by the way. It was beautiful. I had no idea what target it was going to be. Perhaps the intent was Stixay, but you had Chime there sitting too, so.
And they just pile in, get the kill, grab the Baron. Looking pretty straightforward now for Cloud9 to sweep this series and continue their journey through the lower bracket. So what else do Golden Guardians have to say? Because they are running out of games to play here.
Yeah, running out of time. You know, try and get the most out of it. This is always going to be valuable footage, even in a loss, to grow as a team. The fact that they got here is great already. But yeah, if you ask the players, they don't want it to end here. So I would say the first thing that they should be doing, got to think a little bit about how creative you can get with Wukong and Orianna. A lot of the vision's been there from Cloud9, so I would say if you want to try and...
Oh my goodness.
You know what? It's ridiculous.
So sold his Darksteel, which makes sense. He actually lost a bunch of stacks.
Yeah.
As 1v1, do not be fooled. As Licorice trying to spin around onto Fudge. Meganar popping up.
He wins this fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Licorice gonna go down. Fudge just stops Wukong in his tracks.
It is what it is. You just had a huge lead on that one. And now they're going to try and fight off this mid lane wave. 2 waves crashing at the same time, so huge win here for Cloud9. Should be a free inhib.
Oh goodness, they are just busting through the middle. Inhib is going to fall. Push is still happening. It's a minute still on this Baron buff for Cloud9. Ablazeolive needs the death hat, but he hasn't got it just yet. And Cloud9 are basically putting the finishing touches on this game.
It's an awful scenario to be in. 25-second death timer on Wukong. And they want to draw the line of the sand because they're literally losing two inhib turrets at the same time.
Love the feint from Perkz, forcing Ablazeolive back. Bottom cracked open, top cracked open, everything just descending into the Golden Guardians base.
Whoa!
Stixay just gets exploded by Perkz' LeBlanc.
Yeah, flashes over the mid wave just to be able to get that kill. And that's a dead 80 carry for 40 seconds. They want to end the game now.
Trying to end it in one fell swoop of the Baron buff as Fudge takes out Ablazeolive. That was what Golden Guardians were holding on to. They don't have either carry now. And Iconic gets a trade back and forth, but Blabber and the rest of the squad are going to pile in on top. Licorice is going to die. The Nexus is exposed, and we will finish with Chime in the fountain, wondering what happened as Cloud9 will take the 3-0. Perhaps expected, but the fashion in which they got here is very, very impressive.
When I look on that stage right now, you know what I see? I see Fudge Factor. I see playoff Perkz. I see MVP Blabber. I see OG Niels. And I see the Thresh Prince in the bot lane. That's C9 looking on top of their game.
And that is, you know, the step they needed. Of course, at this point, they just got to keep playing. It is only wins from this point, or you once again miss your chance at the World Championships, which for this team, especially after last year and the changes they've made coming into this season, would be horrible.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things when pressure comes knocking. I feel like Cloud9 has always been the team that have responded, right? In the spring split, when they went to the finals, pressure was knocking. They were down in that series, they came back. And I think that if they continue to perform like this, they can do that very easily. Just have to, they got to do it series by series. I think they have to win 3 series to put themselves into a world's position, at least.
And that is a long road for Cloud9. And
well, this is the first series, so I guess 2 more.
But the hard thing is, right, is that unlike maybe the spring, or unlike, you know, the LCS playoffs of past, there's not just like 2 teams hanging in the balance looking for the title. There are 5.
Yep.
And Cloud9 was supposed to be the #1. And they're the first team to play through their losers bracket run. So the competition Cloud9 will have to battle through. 3 teams only get to go. Of course, you only get 1 LCS champion. It is a long road for any team. And at least Cloud9 is starting things off right here.
Absolutely. And if I look to the other side, of course, this is the last we'll be seeing of Golden Guardians and that squad. I mean, for them, they should view it very realistically, which was this was always going to be a tough series. It was always going to be the case. The win was the fact that they were able to pick themselves up after the spring split, find themselves in a playoff position. A lot of those players are looking better and better. That developmental idea really came true, I think. So congratulations on the run that they've had up until this point. But now we look forward. You're right. Cloud9 making that run, looking damn good. It's going to be good to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, and of course we'll have to see. Cloud9 trying to defend their title. Not the easiest thing for some reason. Cloud9 in summer just seems to be a different beast sometimes. But if playoff Perkz is here, if Vulcan's going to get Thresh every game, if the Fudge Factor and Blabber are going off, it's, you know, this is a team that everyone expects to win because they know what they can do at their ceiling.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of, can you maintain the very high ceiling you have set for yourself?
Absolutely. And I feel like when I was naming all those names, maybe I missed out. And we need to find a nickname for Vulcan. If the one doesn't exist already, find one right now out there. Maybe something to do with Thresh.
I mean, I like the Thresh Prince, but perhaps not the most original. But after the break, we actually are going to have Perkz joining the desk, which should be a whole lot of fun. But before we go, we've got the Tigers on stage with Vulcan for our Verizon post-game interview.
The Quebecan hook.
Thresh Prince, I like it. Do you like it, Vulcan?
I think that's a good surname. I'll take it.
All right, yeah, we like it here on the stage. Hey, everybody, I do have Vulcan by my side following this Cloud9 victory, a 3-0 to boot. I know there are a lot of expectations for Cloud9 to be able to fire up against Golden Guardians, but I want to know, how did you think the series was going to go coming into it?
I was pretty confident that the series would be 3-0. I thought the games would be a bit cleaner than they were. I think we made a few mistakes that we wouldn't be allowed to make against better teams, and we'll for sure look to clean that up going into next week. But overall, I'm happy that we didn't drop a game, and at least we were able to, you know, convert the leads we had and take the wins.
Yeah, and some adjustments across the board from Cloud9 following the defeat against Team Liquid. I want to know what your specific learnings were from that series coming into this one.
Well, it seems that for now, Ziggs is our new Voldemort champ that we don't talk about in the house, and we're going to keep it banned for now and see what happens, because we're not sure how to win against it right now. And I mean, maybe I'm leaking a bit right now. Hopefully my coaches are not too mad at me, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes on that front. But yeah, I think that was the biggest adjustment, and just kind of trying to have our scrims be a bit more close to how the stage games would look like, and having the games be a bit less fiesta and animal-like. And yeah, that was a focus.
Well, along those lines of trying to figure out what champions you guys might struggle against or what kind of strategies you want to go for, now you're in the bottom bracket. There is that additional pressure of trying to make the miracle run, and you only have so much time to prepare. How much are you focusing on what works for Cloud9? What is our strategy versus who the opponent is and what we specifically need to be thinking about with them?
I think it's always a bit of both, but I feel like it's also more important to focus on what is comfortable for you and the champs that you're comfortable with, the team comps you're comfortable with, and stuff like that, over maybe like a certain champ is better in the meta, but you're not too comfortable on it. You just pick something that you've played a lot and you feel like you're going to carry on. And I think that's best. And for sure, we're like thinking about what champs they're strong with, but we would rather focus on our strengths than think about the enemy's weakness, if that makes sense. So that's our approach.
Well, and your strength as a support is one of the things that the casters and many others have been commenting on. Throughout the year, we talked about the prevalence of these playmaking champs. Now we're seeing more and more supports leaning towards that roaming style, something that you have emulated for some time. How do you feel that has been developing your role across the team, spending so much time in other lanes and not necessarily always in bot?
I mean, I think it's just playing with the team and seeing like kind of developing our own playbook and seeing how it's possible to do a lot of different plays with support because you're not needed anywhere at all times. You know, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want. So that's kind of the thing we were doing, and we just like look at maybe there's a top play here. Maybe Phil, you're free. Maybe you can go here, and I'll do it. Or if I come from base, I'll look like let's see some angles and run somewhere. Just because my role has a lot of freedom, and I feel like I do well when I can see plays across the map and just go there and see what happens. Feels good.
Well, now you have to wait and see what happens with another matchup here as well between Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves, because you will be facing one of those opponents. One, how do you think that bot lane matchup is going to go between these two teams, and which team would you prefer to be facing next?
I think 100 Thieves bot lane is much stronger than EG's. And for who I'd rather verse, I think 100 Thieves, but the word on the street is that they're playing a bit better than they were recently, because recently I feel like they were not playing too hot, but word on the street is they're back, so we'll see. So maybe then if they're back, I'd rather face EG, because I do think their bot lane is weaker.
Hearing the rumblings from around the Rift and beyond, informing your decision. Vulcan, thank you so much for stopping by, and congratulations again on this victory.
Thank you.
As we go, everybody, enjoy this teaser of Masterminds, and on the other side, we will get an interview with Ablazeolive following this GG defeat, alongside Perkz on the analyst desk after that. We'll see you there.
Now that you're here with me on Masterminds, my friends, we're gonna up this episode.
Let's go.
In the previous ones, we've done one champion, one build, incorporating something that's off meta.
We're trying to win the game. That's what we're doing.
We have the king of off meta here with us, though, so we're going full 5 comp. We want to build an entire composition based around wall synergies, banging people into walls, stunning them off walls. Little things have made their way into pro play, like Kiana plus Talia, you know, Dom won a couple years ago, but we really want to take this to the maximum. What's your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I think we can definitely design like a genius galaxy level theory crafted comp around the walls, and yeah, Talia, Kiana, Vayne, Anivia, Poppy, Trundle, or like we got a lot of options, so we got a lot to work with.
Have you ever gotten your entire solo queue team in on something like that, just straight from Champ Select? Have you been able to convince them?
I don't think so. Nothing that thematic. I think maybe color synergy going on, but nothing that crazy. Yeah.
All right, good. We're gonna be the first.
Hey man, let me ask you a question, man. See if you know what's up. This. Who fuses the music with no illusions, producing the blueprints? Clueless? Automator, defy the laws of nature. Electronic monolith, throw a gem upon a disc. The futuristic looping with a quickness. Hyper-producing hydrogen fusion liquids. Keep your distance. Who's that the mastermind? Who's that the mastermind? Who's that the mastermind? Who's that the mastermind?
Car and driver is called the all-new Civic. More fun to drive than top competitors. More power and sharper handling than its rivals. The all-new Honda Civic. Contact your Honda dealer today or shop online.
Welcome back to the LCS. I have the pleasure of being joined by Golden Guardians Ablazeolive. First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to come and join me on the stage after that series and give you a chance to just say, what are you feeling right now after having this playoff series, your first in the LCS, out of the way?
I mean, definitely feeling disappointed. Not the way you want to go out 3-0, even though we're against C9. I think we definitely could have performed better today, but you know, the cookie crumbles the way it does. So, you know, we just have to learn from this experience. Definitely was a learning year for me and a learning year for the whole team. So I'm just glad we got here.
Yeah, even looking back to Anero being on the desk a few weeks ago, he was saying how his goal was just to get you guys in a best-of-5 series. There's so much to learn from that, especially with a rookie like yourself, other young players. While it will take some time to take away those specific learnings, what do you think was the overall benefit of getting this best-of-5 under your belt?
I think definitely personally for me, being able to play 3 games in a row against Perkz on LCS stage is like really helpful. I think in the first game, I was like pretty nervous. And that just comes with, you know, first game of best-of-5, but when you play more on stage, you get more used to it. And I think, you know, by the third game, I was playing a lot better. I think my laning was a lot cleaner. So, you know, it would have been nice to play more games, but definitely on an individual level, just being able to play against someone really focusing, playing their hardest. So that's really helpful. And then as a team, just being able to evolve, you know, draft strategy, trying to figure that out. You know, I mean, it really sucks because we didn't get to put up like a good performance, but, you know.
Well, regardless of individual performance, there has been so much hype around you, Ablazeolive, as a rookie, but also as a North American mid that we can continue to watch grow over in the future. So looking back on your rookie year as you go forward in the progression of your career, what are your major takeaways having an entire year with Golden Guardians and so much to your future?
Well, I think it's kind of a tough question, honestly, because this year has definitely been tough. You know, it wasn't the easy path for the rookie year. It was a lot of hard work, and I think probably the big takeaway from me is just how to be a teammate that like makes their team better. I think that was really important to me. I think a lot of like it's hard to figure that out when you're first starting, to like play in a way that makes your team better. But I think it's like really important. And when you get onto a higher level of play, you know, higher later in the playoffs or even looking at Worlds, like you're not going to be able to just solo win the game, and you have to be a player on your team that makes your team better. So I think for me, that doesn't just talk about in the game, that also talks about out of the game, making sure that, you know, you're being productive in scrims, you're not ruining scrims, you're being good at thinking about draft and not overbearing in terms of that. So I think that was, you know, that kind of mindset was really important to me, something I really learned a lot about coming from Academy.
Hey, if you're all focusing on making each other look better, you all look great in the end. Ablazeolive, I do want to give you this chance as it is the end of the Golden Guardians road. What do you want to say to the audience out there and all of the fans that you have accrued throughout this year?
Thank you guys so much. It really means so much. All the messages of support, everyone saying we're going to stomp C9. I saw all of them. I thank you guys so much. I'm sorry we couldn't deliver. I really, really wanted to beat them, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. But next year we'll come back stronger. To all the new fans, I saw some people coming on after doing better. I saw you guys too. Thank you guys so much. And next year we'll come back stronger.
Yeah, you delivered in more ways than just one, Ablazeolive. Thank you again for stopping on by.
Thank you.
And with that, it is time for us to hear more words from the State Farm analyst desk, now joined by Perkz.
Damn right, Tigress. We've got Perkz with us after a victorious Cloud9 takes down Golden Guardians in 3-0 fashion. Real quick, I do want to give an acknowledgement to Ablazeolive on a phenomenal individual year, being the runner-up in terms of Rookie of the Year, but also what a turnaround season it was for Golden Guardians at the midpoint of summer to even be in this position to challenge you guys out there on the stage. But Perkz, turning to you, following the loss to TL, the recovery here against Golden Guardians looked very solid with a 3-0. I'm curious what went on in that week between last and now that you guys took to reorient yourselves to the victory here?
I think last week we got a little bit surprised by TL's prep. Like, we tunneled on 2 picks in draft that were like prior for us and them, and then they ended up going for like the whole different, I mean, similar idea what they've been doing the whole split, like playing towards top, but they tunneled really hard on like basically roaming support, ganking mid into going top, and it's safe to say that we all lost our heads a little bit, like me especially. I think in game 4, there was really no reason to like fight the mid prior, and feel we could have just stayed bot and get 2 levels up on core GG. And even though Picasso is roaming the whole map, we'll probably win that game. So I think there was like definitely some, how is it called, losing of the mind that caused us to lose this, and that made me kind of furious for the week of scrims and here, and then we perform a bit better in scrims as well, and now showed up with decent games today. Not clean, but not bad. I would not say they were horrible, but they were definitely not clean. But I think, yeah, I had some respect towards Golden Guardians before the match, so I don't think they were a horrible team to face, right? So.
In prepping for this week, it's really obvious that you guys focused on the Trundle pick to either, I don't know if you prepared it specifically against Golden Guardians, or you put them in a position where they had to pick it away and then ended up flexing it. So was this kind of part of your overall draft preparation? I know Zeven talked about, or Vulcan talked about the Ziggs prep, but just generally, like, taking what you could from the TL series into this, what did you guys prepare around your draft as a team?
I mean, we just try to like focus on what we think are the power picks, right? So obviously this game, like, we got like a trash Achilles into MF Trundle. I don't even know how this matchup is legal.
I was gonna say, I didn't think I'd see this matchup in 2021.
I called the Trundle support, and I was kind of sad about that I did.
You know the Trundle with Hail Blades too?
Yeah, that was not the best room probably against Trash, so like Guardian or something like that. But anyways, like, I think that both the matchup is just like really horrible for them. So, I mean, I think we got good drafts. I think enemy team didn't have good drafts at all. I feel like every one of the drafts was just not very playable, honestly. So that's why I'm not even sure if like we played very well or if the drafts are just like very one-sided. But at least it means our prep was good, right? So, I mean, I'm happy we got 3-0, you know. Don't want to sound sad here or something, but it's like the drafts are very good today, so good job right over at Mitty.
Right, so you're talking earlier about how there's a lot of support roams. Obviously, you've been playing for a long time. That hasn't always been the meta where supports and everyone always comes mid. Do you prefer, like, just, if it was possible, to just have a 1v1 mid? I personally hate it when junglers and supports always come to my lane, because then I have to trust them into doing the right thing. And more often than not, it goes poorly. So I personally prefer just having the 1v1 matchups mid. I believe Suzuki likes the same thing. Like, do you like it when, like, it becomes a circus or a party mid? Or would you prefer to just, like, 1v1 the dude?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, League of Legends is not like a Smash or something like that.
Well, yeah,
it's not like a 1v1 game, so I would have definitely liked it. It was just a 1v1 game. But I mean, I think the fun about the game is also like playing with your team, right? That's why I love League of Legends, or that's why I'm playing for so long, right? Getting together, finishing the same goal. I think the most annoying part about me is like the fact that you must use TP nowadays. I think that ruins like that ruins the skill of the role. Like, for example, the heal days, even mages with heal were much more fun to play, or with Ghost, or champions with Ignite. I think those were just more fun. But speaking of fun, I mean, I had fun playing the champs I played today. I played Ryzen and Blanc, which are one of my 2 most played champs. So I do have fun.
Time for another TP cooldown nerf, it sounds like. I don't know how many minutes we're going to have to add to that to finally get it out of the game. But I want to jump back to something you kind of you tipped your hat to a moment ago and saying, like, you don't want to talk negatively or sound sad about the 3-0. But I am curious, when your sights are set as high as winning the LCS and going to Worlds, this would be a series that you expect to win. And while you did come away with the 3-0, how do you as a player now go into the next 7 days prepping for your next series and look back on this one critically and learn from it at all about maybe the holes in your play or the things that Cloud9 has weaknesses in that could be exposed by teams in the future and cover for those?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general that's one of my strengths, and I think one of our team's strengths as well, is that once we see people performing playoffs, let's say including ourselves, we can work on our strengths and weaknesses. But the most important thing for me is, like, I'm usually the most, how do I say, most wary of the teams I haven't seen play yet in a long time. And in your playoffs, you haven't, for example, you haven't seen TL play, and they're like completely changed. They completely changed in like such a short time, like for TL. And Golden Giants I haven't seen in a long time play. It's like we didn't even know what exactly they were going to bring up, even though we have some sort of an idea. I think right now, for example, looking at EG 100 Thieves series tomorrow is going to be very good for me and for us. I will get to see tendencies of the players and how they prioritize champions in drafts. Not much. A lot of times, not much actually changes for teams week to week. But for example, today for us, I don't think we've shown not even half of our drafts because we just kept getting the same thing that we wanted, I guess, every game. And enemy kept going with the similar strategy as they did, right? So I think that's very good for us, as from this series we can actually take our mistakes, but the enemy team doesn't get too much. Like when the game is going to like 5 games, or like 4 games, you get tested a bit, you get pushed, you pull out your strategies,
Right.
But today it was just kind of swift. So even though the games weren't the cleanest, we get to learn from them, and we still haven't shown our stuff. So I mean, it's actually, talking about it now, it's a pretty good day.
Yeah, all right, okay. We got the smile on the face now.
Pretty good day.
I've never been sad 3-0ing anyone personally. It's always a nice day. You can go get some food after. The sun's still out, But I was wondering, obviously you've been getting a lot of flack recently, like on social media. People are saying you're washed up or you suck. I don't personally think that's true. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that you are top 2 mid laner NA? People aren't even putting you up in that discussion.
Yeah, I think I'm washed up, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely
there it is. There you go, Twitter. You happy?
You can join me on the desk here. I'm also washed up. So we got a spot for you right here.
I'm actually just looking. Yeah, I'm here because I'm looking for a new job.
Nice.
This is your
Yeah, I'm looking for a new job.
Well, as the head coach, you're doing great so far.
I mean, I think it's a part of a career. Like when my teams are winning, I get all this praise for absolutely no reason. I mean, from my perspective, like, I get this praise for no reason, and then when we are struggling, and let's say I have a game where I'm inting, right? For example, I had 3 games that really grieved this split, and like, what can I do? I can't stop it. Like the Renekton and Zoe and TF games. But I think other than that, like, I've basically I feel like winning my lane every game I play, and even I played like half of the games I was playing melee mids this split, and I was still going up in CS on my lane, so I didn't really feel bad about my performance. And like, there is times where I feel like pretty shit about my performance. Like in the past, like there's been times in G2 where I actually just thought like, wow, I'm like really playing bad right now. I have not felt like this at all in NA yet. I was triggered about the games I int, but it's like I don't really mind it too much because as long as my performance in scrims is good, I will be confident in my abilities. And that's basically what matters to me the most, I guess, like how my practice is. Because I cannot expect myself to play the best I can every single game, even though I'm striving to do that. I won't like bite my ears off if I don't do that. I don't know if that's an expression, but I just made it up, I guess.
There it is. Lock it in. Lock it in. We're going to find a way to use that in the future. Well, Perkz, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's to come when it comes to the postseasonal playoff picture with you in just a moment. But we do have one more test for you this weekend. Hopefully it's not as stressful as an elimination series. That said, you 3-0'd pretty easily, so maybe this will be more stressful. But we're going to play a game. It's called the Samsung SSD Fast Clear Fantasy. We prepped you a little bit on it, but but just a refresher for everybody at home. I'm gonna break it down for you. In the regular season, the Samsung SSD Fast 5, we ranked the players in the LCS on functional feats of speed. Fastest to 100 CS, fastest to level 6, fastest mythic item. But just for fun, we wanted to measure something else, something nobody really asked for, but that I myself have spent too many hours theory crafting. This is true. I have thought way too much about this. The fastest jungle clear ever. So here's the deal. You can have any summoner spells you want. You're gonna be level 18, any champion, full runes, full items. You have to kill both scuttle crabs and 6 unique camps on one side of the map. Fastest time possible. Clock starts when you deal damage to the first scuttle crab, or to any camp actually, because I don't want to dictate where you start, and the timer stops when you kill the final monster. I'm gonna have you join Mark Z over there at our BFTS Best Friend Testing Station.
Easy.
Now last week, as you head over there, last week we had Santorin as the first pro to go up in this challenge, and he smashed the leaderboard 42 seconds flat, and he did it on Graves, just so you know. But Perkz, the question is, can you eclipse his time? Could you even be the first pro to go sub 40?
That's very slow. I would faster.
Okay, all right. So walk us through your thought process here. Mark, take it away as well.
Yeah, I'm curious, you know, items gotta start there. Playing Rai, so I assume you're gonna get a tier item and whatnot.
So I'm gonna buy Sierra boots here, so I think it's gonna help me with the clear. We're gonna buy this as well. And then
the monsters don't have any MR unless I'm mistaken, so yeah, pen boots and those kinds of things not gonna help too much. You prioritizing move speed or just raw AP to like blow the camps up?
I think
they do at 18.
I'm pretty sure they have them.
Okay, well then there you go.
I don't know how much,
are good.
but they should have them right now.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Are you looking at the move speed for this, or you just want the proc auto?
It's more like the movement speed, yeah.
Okay.
Can I buy? You're leaving many autos.
Wait, can I buy Elixir?
Actually,
you can. No one has said you can't yet, and you may be one of the first people.
Might tell me no.
No, unlock the secret tech.
It's over.
Full items, 6 items. That's the build right there.
Teleport to wherever you want to start.
Okay, wait. Are you guys ready for this Marvel?
We are ready whenever.
I want to see what you do because you're not setting on a scuttle, and I'm
you'll also be the first person to not start on scuttle.
I'm not trying to tell you
your choice.
I don't give, man.
All right, let's go. Let's go. When you deal damage, the timer starts anytime you want.
Okay.
Woo! Here we go.
All right.
Like
just so people know, the clock on the screen is an estimate. We will need to get the final confirmation after, but that is the start that we think he's on right now. Pretty good.
Okay, good start. 3 camps down. 3 camps down. Flashing over the wall. Oh, he didn't take Ghost either. He's one of the first.
No, he's flash Ghost.
No, he didn't take Smite.
Oh, he took no Smite.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of changes here. Lots of new tech coming out.
Have to clear all of them, or?
You have to kill all those.
Yeah, all little ones.
Yeah, he's kind of zooming, guys.
He's definitely zooming.
Yeah.
Oh no! Okay, woohoo! Almost got trolled.
All right.
Two scuttles to go. What's the time on the clock?
This is the tough part, is where they end up. He's going to be over 40 no matter what.
Okay. 42, 43, 44.
Wow, I'm so slow.
45.
Where's your scuttle?
Dude, I'm so slow.
The scuttle.
Yo, tell me he did it slower than me, please.
Oh,
what the fuck?
That's time.
Why am I so slow?
Oh no.
I don't
Disaster.
know.
Disaster.
Dude, what? I'm so slow.
So, all right, so what's the verdict? What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe I should have started on the scuttle. I don't know.
I think you do need to start on scuttle.
Yeah,
I actually think, and I do think smite is important.
It is?
I think, yeah. I think the time you save with 2 smites throughout the course of the run over just a flash of a single wall for distance is more valuable. Also, smite will remove the entire shield from
I mean, if you get the root, then you still...
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You can break it, right?
I mean, either way, you can go back, join them at the desk.
I'm a loser. Sorry,
back over here. No.
Oh, we gotta see what the actual final
We'll wait for the
time
official.
He might have been slower than me. We can't call him.
You can call him a loser.
And took the blast plant over, that would have been faster than running around. It's like instead of flashing Raves, flash to Krugs, take the blast plant to Dragon.
So here's the thing. I was impressed by your champion choice because to our knowledge so far, the fastest time run has been on Rise.
Mm-hmm. And he actually knows this because he's
a friend of mine.
Him and his friends
he ran 36.44 seconds on Rise.
Pretty crazy.
But he went scuttle to scuttle, so he started blue top side, but he killed it on ramp. So he one-shot scuttle, immediately goes blue, goes down across.
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh.
Yeah, I did beat him.
Coming in 0.6.
Wow,
I beat him in this. I beat you in the 1v1. I currently have more. championships on C9 than he does. I'm
Wow.
clearly the better mid laner, you know? Just ignore all of his LEC.
Why am I so
controls.
slow, man?
I didn't realize this was going to turn into a Perkz Flame segment, so I'm sorry about that. But
I'm just tossing some. Just ignore every other accomplishment he's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ignore the world's
Bam.
appearances.
right, yeah.
Use the stats in my favor.
So ignore
Actually,
most of his career.
My day is just ruined because I'm a slow jungle.
Matt, you really
Why did you guys even invite me?
You're going to go home and you're going to do this
I was like
again.
so tricky.
You're going to try this again.
I don't give a shit.
You
guys.
will. You will.
line, you know?
You say you won't, but you will, sir. All right, let's return to the conversation at hand.
I might. Okay.
Which is I know exactly. Which is the postseason here. My fellow bracketeers, it's time to pull up the old bracket and take a peek at what's to come. Both the rest of this weekend and next week as well. But next week, Cloud9 will be taking on the loser of tomorrow's best-of-5 series between 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses. We also await the results of TSM versus TL to find out who will play Immortals in that lower bracket match. Hi, what are your thoughts here?
I want to know who would you rather play versus EG and 100 Thieves, and why is it EG that you'd rather play? Or is it not EG?
Would you rather play?
I don't know. I'm giving him an answer. I don't actually know if that is true. I'm just tossing it up.
I think I'd rather play against 100.
Damn. Why?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they're that good. I feel like they're pretty predictable.
So you want the easy win, is what I'm hearing. Gotcha. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.
I think Someday is a very weak link in the team, like champion-wise and play-wise. So I think we'll have a pretty big edge there. Other than that, yeah, I think kind of know what they play. Kind of know what EG plays as well. I just think EG is a better team, so expect EG to win against them. I expect TL to beat TSM, probably 3-1. And then, I expect TSM to beat Immortals 3-0. And then
And then you're playing TSM.
Us to beat 3-0 against 100 Thieves, and then probably like 3-1 against TL. Oh, sorry, TSM.
Against TSM.
Yeah.
And that would mean that our three Worlds
Wow.
teams are Team Liquid, EG, and yourselves.
Yeah.
At that point, a possible rematch then with TL for a championship, which would be a very cool story. I'm curious why it is after TSM finished in strong position. I know we haven't seen them playing a little bit.
finished first.
That you think that's what I'm saying. They finished first. They finished in very strong position. Why you think TL is going to take them down? I mean, has that much changed since the end of the regular season, and now with that Team Liquid squad and Santorin back in the lineup, that you just feel they're that superior?
I think it's hard to say. I'm just talking from my perspective, I guess. I'm talking from practice, right? I guess from what I can gather. I think that it's gonna be a close series, like honestly. But I do think, in my opinion, TL should have stronger laners, at least bot and top. Mid is kind of equal, I would say, and jungle is kind of equal, depends on the champs. Even though Spica is maybe like a little bit, pressures a bit more. Spica has been pretty good to split, so that's like one, I guess, like how is it called, the threat factor on TSM is Spica. So I think it's gonna come down to the jungle itself.
Either way, things are getting exciting.
As usual, guys.
Always comes down to the jungle. Always does. Always does. Either way, things are heating up here in the postseason. We've got even more playoffs coming your way because in a short bit, Academy will be taking to the screens as soon as we go off air for the LCS here. So make sure you're keeping in tune with everything that's happening in that amateur scene and the players that might be stepping onto the LCS stage in not too long. But as we talk about the LCS Academy teams coming up on in just a moment, that's going to do it for us here today. So on behalf of myself, the casters, the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more LCS postseason. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and be good to each other. Good night.
Do you think every mid laner thinks jungle's OP? I think so.
Probably.
I mean,
every laner thinks jungle's OP.
Personally, in the game and the jungle itself.